It was very difficult. I think we did well, especially in the first half, and we enjoyed it a lot. I was in the middle of the opponent. I think we did well. We enjoyed it. I left and that was cancelled. The Japanese player was great, but it was tough. We know that the difficulty for the male is good. Flamengo's quality makes the dream great. And in the end, it went to extra time. The penalty shootout, it was the first time I saw a goalkeeper who stopped 4 penalties and 4 shots on goal. And I, not even counting, didn't tell me, but we kept winning trophies, and I think we deserved this trophy. No doubt, as I have perfectly analyzed Flamengo, we have clearly analyzed, you can see that it's not just a team that wins, but also plays good football. They know how to defend in any situation. They can defend by pressing high. They can defend deep at a very good level. A compact team with very good players, but with a clear team mentality, a team similar to ours. And I think today we were close to outstanding in order to beat Flamengo. Of course, he has the level to coach in Europe, in any team in the world. He's still young and just beginning his coaching career, and I'm sure his teams will keep playing well, because the way his team plays is clearly recognizable.
How do you rate today's match? Do you think it will be easy?
Easy, right? It was very difficult, but the quality of my players, the mentality of my players, and the spirit we have to play good football. It was a real pleasure to play against a team that plays very well like Flamengo. We played a very good match, especially the first half. It was incredible defensively. We pressed all the time. Flamengo, we were able to control the first half, but after the shot at the end of the second half, it was more balanced and it became very, very difficult. I have to congratulate Flamengo not only for today's match, but also for the season. They won almost everything and played very good football.
Penalty stopper, especially after today's save. Did you already know this Russian goalkeeper from Paris Saint-Germain? And do you think it was just a one-time thing? That almost sounds cruel. But was it more his merit or was something missing from your teammates? How do you see his performance in the penalties?
I can't take away his merit. The guy saved 4 penalties. You can't take any credit away from him. Obviously, there's a lot of study behind the penalties. He had his towel there during the penalties. The Paris Saint-Germain players also took their shots well. They practiced a lot because they had been advancing too. I managed to save one. They missed some too, but their goalkeeper saved 4, and that leaves us at the door.
There's not much to say.
Because right now it's a mix of many things. Emotions, sacrifices, exhaustion, and so much more inside us you can't imagine.
So,
like I just said, I can only say that I'm proud of this team, proud of everyone who has been with us from January until today, including our families who came here. The fans who came here, the fans who stayed in Rio, in Brazil, and everyone supporting us so we could be here today. I want everyone to be world champions.
Rossi, good evening. Congrats on a great season. How do you evaluate the team's performance in today's game?
It's very hard to talk about today's game, actually. Because when you think about the end, it feels like everything is out of what we could have done. So, talking just about today, before I get to winning together. For what we did in January, obviously today we put on a great show. We played as equals.
As you know, the last Champions League winner.
That's why they came here against Vika at the Club World Cup in June, July. So we can't forget about that. It was an amazing show that we put on. It's not easy to play against them. I think they didn't struggle as much as they did against us in many games last season. I can only say that I'm proud of this team, proud of every player, of Filipe, of the coaching staff, of everyone who's behind us throughout the whole year. We're the people you actually know. So that's it. I can only say that I'm proud to defend Flamengo. We had an amazing year and we were hoping to make Flamengo world champions once again. That's it. I can only congratulate and thank everyone for the year we had.
Thank you so much.
You came so close to the title. You played a really good game.
Powerful.
Recently, the Brazilian Football Confederation president and video assistant referee discussed the regulations. Now you have to play 2 games before the final, while the European team goes straight to the final. It was very close to the Libertadores final. Very little time in between. Do you think if things were more balanced, you'd have more chances?
Of that
Hurts.
the game. For sure, because today we have 75 games, and of course that changes our physical condition a bit. Because facing the European team is already difficult, and at the end of the season it's even harder. The European team complained in the last World Cup. They were at the end of their season. Flamengo now reaches the end of the season, playing more, taking the initiative, and we did really well in the game here today. So I just want to really praise the season we had, a season of a lot of commitment and a lot of dedication. And today we also showed a lot of commitment in the game, and congratulations to us for this season.
Very, very well. Bruno, what's your assessment of today's game? From the outside, we saw 2 very different halves. And over time, maybe with Flamengo having the upper hand, then the feeling of so many changes, a fresher team that was doing better than Paris Saint-Germain. What's your assessment of today's game? For us to wrap up a season that was still brilliant, despite losing the team.
Look, it was a very exhausting season where we came here with only one goal, which was to win this World Cup. It didn't happen. But we leave here with our heads held high because we played an even game against Paris Saint-Germain. We're at the end of the season, 75 games in, and they're only halfway through their season. That says a lot. But we fought, we battled, and we took it to penalties where anything could happen. So we have to congratulate our team for the game, for the effort, because today Flamengo leaves here once again, just like in 2019, with our heads held high.
Bruno here.
Bruno, there's a theory that says the more a team plays in a competition, the closer it gets to winning her. This is already the 4th Club World Cup you've played here with Flamengo, and if you look at it, Flamengo lost in overtime in 2019 and today lost on penalties. Do you see this team getting more and more ready to face a European team and come out with the win? Because Flamengo didn't stop proposing the game, they didn't just play defensively the whole time, they went forward, fell behind on the scoreboard, and managed to score a goal. I'd like you to give your analysis on that.
It definitely is. During the end of the match, the Paris Saint-Germain players, they came to praise our team for our effort, for not giving up on the way we play. We knew it was a team that presses a lot, but even so, we still managed to get out at certain moments in the game and reach the attack. So, like I said, we have to praise the season we had, and today Flamengo leaves here with our heads held high because we played as equals in penalties. We can really be proud.
Araska here, Monique Danello, TNT Sports. Today you came really close, right? After all these years and all those opportunities, today was the closest and most real chance to win this title. I wanted you to tell me what feeling you have now after such a tough game. We saw you push past your limits just as you expected, right? It's been a very special year for Flamengo, but for sure for a few hours there will be a bit of a bitter taste. But I wanted to hear from you just minutes after what happened. Thank you.
Look, honestly, it's a feeling of sadness. There's the pain of the couples, a feeling of gratitude from each one. and maybe that's what keeps them going. And their teammates, the medical department, the coach, everyone. We had an incredible campaign. We pushed ourselves and competed against top teams worldwide, knowing they were technically better. Physically, we're also a little worn out. I believe that was the difference, that we were missing a little bit at the end of the game to try to turn it around more. None of us who came in, Felix, have any complaints. Should I be older? I'm very grateful to this whole group who allowed me to come to the farm more and more times.
The World Cup didn't come today, but do you feel that in the coming years, Flamengo will have this chance again? And will it just be a matter of time before the title comes?
I believe so. If you look at these last few years, the Flamengo has always been winning important things. We had the chance to play in another final. That's something only a few players get, and we've already played 2 here with this group. Our motivation for next year will definitely stay the same. We always aim to win everything. Unfortunately, this time it wasn't for us, but we have nothing to complain about with this group.
Good evening, Gabriel Orfon, Paparazzo Rubro-Negro and Placard magazine. Congratulations on completing your first year as Flamengo's coach. And, well, I'd like you to give an overview of your year in general. Of course, there's that feeling that Flamengo came so close, but ended up not getting this title, which is so important. But even so, it's still an amazing, unforgettable year for the fans, just like, for example, 2019 was. How do you evaluate your first year at Flamengo? And if you allow me, I would also like your evaluation of Varela, who once again was impeccable. Thank you.
I evaluate a year in which I need a vacation, 76 games. The coach doesn't get injured, he doesn't get suspended, he goes on every trip, he studies every opponent, he runs every practice, he makes every game plan. And it was a very long season. It was a real odyssey, and I think it was splendid. It was fantastic from the beginning, from the start, in that Super Cup match against Botafogo, where it was one of our team's best performances, if not the best. Then I started the Carioca, 8 classics and the Carioca title. Then the start of the Brasileiro fighting for everything, the Club World Cup. It's true that we didn't give the Copa do Brasil the same importance as we did last year, but we fought tooth and nail for the Libertadores. We managed to win this long dreamed of title, and we won the Brasileiro, which for me is the hardest national championship to win, one of the toughest in the world. The perfect 10. Today, being a world champion has a lot of sentimental value for the fans, for everyone, even for me. But it's just one game which can't define the entire season. To me, the season was flawless. The penalty kicks. The goalkeepers study, the analysts study, the goalkeeper coaches study and pass on the details to the goalkeepers. And probably the Paris Saint-Germain goalkeeper today must have studied very well. The way he waited for Pedro's penalty and stayed center for Leo's made it seem like he watched our training yesterday. So really, credit to Paris, congratulations to them, because they weren't just champions in the penalty shootout. They had a fantastic season as well and deserved it. So I'd rather congratulate Paris's goalkeeper, who saved all those penalties and made his team champions. These comparisons are hard to make because of the time constraints on sports shows. What place Flamengo could be in the Premier League, but they're not playing in the Premier League or Champions League. I don't like wasting time on things that are useless. It's obvious that it's a team with much bigger players and budgets. They are more likely to win. In our reality, in what our football is, Flamengo is a step above most clubs, not all clubs, because of the budget they have. I've always said that, even in the Libertadores. Why aren't the Argentine teams reaching the Libertadores finals lately? Is it because the Brazilian teams have better budgets? I don't think there's any point in comparing. Everyone should look at themselves. Like you said about the compliments, we get criticized a lot every day and we accept it. We know our work. We chose to be here because it's very hard to fight for titles, to stay at the top. The hardest thing now for Flamengo is to keep fighting and competing for titles. That's the only thing that interests me. Isn't it true that my contract is ending? Now here we are in talks to renew. Everyone knows my dream. Obviously, I dream of going back to Europe one day. I've prepared a lot for it. For now, my reality is Flamengo. I'm here. I'm very happy with these players. They've given everything. They've given everything for me, for the club, and I feel represented. I feel like it's me out there on the field when I see my team, and that makes me very proud. That's why the only thing I control is what will happen tomorrow. A conversation between the president and me, and I vote. And from there, we will decide and see what happens in the future. But for now, that's all.